Let's talk about Superman Returns. Superman returns after a 5-year absence to find that the world has moved on without him. And with this film, it is like a legacy sequel. I believe that it takes place after the first two Superman films, the original two, ignoring Superman 3, Supergirl, and Superman 4. And that was a very interesting decision. We see Brandon Routh in the role of Superman, and he was a phenomenal Superman in this. How he portrayed Superman in Clark Kent was phenomenal. Doing his own thing, but yet similar to Christopher Reeve. Brandon Routh was the Superman I grew up with, as I remember playing with his action figures alongside Christian Bale Batman action figures. That would have been the perfect world's finest movie right there. But how he was as Superman, it was amazing. And I got to tell him that he was my Superman growing up. And we're both named Brandon, so that's awesome. We do get Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane. Unfortunately, Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. And James Marsden as Richard White. And the characters in this were pretty interesting, pretty good. It was interesting to see how Lois Lane was, as she is engaged to Richard White and has a 5-year-old son. And that was interesting because seeing Superman coming back after 5 years and seeing that the woman he loved is engaged and have a kid, possibly with someone else, that you could just see like the heartbreak in him from that. Then again, it's his own fault for disappearing for 5 years. And with this film, it just has amazing Superman moments. Seeing Superman going around saving the day, helping the people of Metropolis, saving the world. All that, it's just amazing to see. Seeing how Superman is like experiencing the world after 5 years. Seeing how Clark Kent is experiencing the world after 5 years. I do believe that was great. While some welcomed them back with open arms, like Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane is still on the fence with Superman for leaving and not saying goodbye. While we see Lex coming up with an evil scheme that involves Crystal from the Fortress of Solitude. And I do feel like that the Lex parts, like his evil scheme and all that, I think that could have been different or at least a little bit better. But I cannot lie, I really enjoyed this movie. I just loved the Superman moments in it. I loved Brandon Routh as Superman. There were great moments with him and Lois Lane. And it is disappointing that we never got a sequel to this film. But we did get a bit of a continuation with Brandon Routh's Superman in Arrowverse and the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline they did. And it was cool to see him come back in that, as it is the same Superman as this film. So that was really cool. But besides that, I do think that this was a pretty good Superman movie. And it just has Brandon Routh showing off how Superman should be. I do think that this film is pretty underrated, and it would have been nice to have gotten more to this. But it is what it is. Overall, I enjoyed this movie, but what are your thoughts on Superman Returns? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.